Okay, so you want something to build classroom community, get your students engaged, get your students wanting to be part of your classroom. You want to do all of these things going into the fall. You're a new teacher. I have a secret for you. It is called morning meeting. I think morning meeting is an amazing strategy to use to run your classroom effectively, to make sure that you have good classroom management. It's all of the things, okay? And so this is episode 3 of my summer back to school boot camp series. In episode 1, we talked about your classroom, arranging, routines, procedures, and classroom community. Episode 2, we talked about classroom management, and now today we are talking about morning meeting. So first off, what is morning meeting? Morning meeting is a time of your day where you come together as a class to build your community. It consists of 4 parts. That is your message, your greeting, your sharing, and your activity. In my classroom, the message always looks like something up on the board as students come in, they read it. It's kind of their home base for the day. It tells them what to expect, what they need out, kind of that communication board, if you will. Second thing is a greeting. And so this is where all students in your classroom get greeted by one another. And this can be a variety of different things. You can do a high five greeting, you can do a salute, you can do a handshake, right? And this just gets your students interacting with one another. Number 3 is your sharing. And this one's kind of the fun one because you can plug and play different issues you're having in your class for your sharing, and this gives you designated time every single day to discuss as a class. And it also is a great way to build classroom community. This is where you can rank hot chips, right? This is where you can talk about, is soccer better than football, right? You can have debate with your class, and it's just meant to be fun and build that kind of community between you and your students. And then the last part of morning meeting is your activity. And the activity is my favorite part because you get to play a game, or I've always played a game with my students, and I always participate in the game as the teacher because it's a fun way to interact and just engage. Why would you do this with your students? That's kind of the big undertaking here, is why is morning meeting so great for your classroom? Well, I think that it makes your classroom a place where kids want to be, right? Morning meeting is fun for students. Students typically like it. And so it kind of just encourages that positiveness of your classroom that you want. Number 2 is, I think it's a great way to address issues or address misconceptions in your classroom, right? Say your class is really struggling going to specials every day. Your morning meeting topic, your sharing topic can be, what do you think as a class? Why do you think we struggle so much in specials? And how can we address that need? What do you need from me? What do you need from each other? How can you kind of communicate that with one another so that we can get to where we need to be? And then the last part is the activity, I think, is a great thing of morning meeting because it gets students engaging authentically, right? When you have students share, would you rather eat a worm or do this, right? I mean, yes, they talk as they are kids, but it's a designated prompt, right? So there's pieces of that can be disingenuous, but when you're doing the activity, kids play together all the time, right? So games is an authentic way students already interact, and I think that this is a good way to kind of just like lower the stakes. Everybody's just like having fun, right? That's the message, and build that classroom community. It also gets them to see you in a like more fun and unstructured way versus like when you're teaching, or at least when I'm teaching, I was very structured, right? I'm up at the board, we're doing this, we're managing this, and classroom morning meeting gets me to have a little bit more fun with my students. So thank you so much for listening to all of my summer prep series. Episode 1, 2, or 3, if you missed any of them, are all up on my page, as well as you can look at them all here and learn more all about them. Next part of this series is going to be the back to school series. We talk about putting routines and procedures in place. What does that look like? How can you practice that? Talk about the first week back to school. We're going to talk about setting expectations, how to enforce that, and what that's going to look like. And then we're going to talk about the reflection process and all of that. So I can't wait to see you back, and thank you so much for watching.